So how do you take that experience on production and bring that into the classroom and like incorporate that into your like teaching philosophies for everybody on the couch?
Do you want to answer, or do you know?
I mean, teaching and directing and parenting are all the same thing. They're all the same skill.
It all happens at Panera.
And yeah, everything happens at Panera. One of the great things about being a teacher is you are yourself in the classroom. You're not really playing a role. And as a director, you have to be as vulnerable as you're asking your actors to be. And vulnerability is what connects us to other humans. And so you need to be your authentic self. You need to have boundaries. Directors have boundaries and direct around the boundaries, right? They direct within the boundaries. And that's part of that, keeping people safe. And when people feel good and safe and they can explore, then they learn. And one thing I think that we've kind of lost sight of, that I think a lot about as both a teacher and a parent, is that learning is really uncomfortable. And there are a lot of situations where we are like, oh, what are you talking about? This is outrageous. And those are some of the most powerful and meaningful lessons that you learn. And I feel like I've been teaching for nearly 30 years, and witnessing those epiphanies in students is one of the great gifts of my life. And also, I think, though, that we have kind of, I don't want to play it safe as a teacher or as a filmmaker or as a parent either. Like, I want to keep my people whole, but I want them to have all these great experiences and not shy away from painful, difficult things, because then they don't get the epiphanies, they don't get the deep learning, they don't, to use David Lynch's phrase, catch the big fish. So,
I think there's one other thing too to add that I would say. I got the greatest compliment from a student the other day through my son, who's a filmmaker here, right? And they're friends with them, and he said to them, he said, "Your mom, I can tell your mom cares that everybody feels seen," right? And I think that's the thing with filmmaking and teaching filmmaking, is that every single person's authentic voice matters in that classroom. And I'm lucky that I get to teach screenwriting, because those seeds and those germs, and I push everybody about, why are you telling this? What emotional connection do you have? We as filmmakers have very few things we have to do. We have to keep people entertained on the edge of their seat. We have to make them feel something and give them a damn good ending, right? An inevitable yet satisfying, surprising ending, right? And I think that to do that, you have to be vulnerable on that page, and you have to be safe, and you matter, right? And I think that if every film student feels that, they walk away being better artists.